Hi, it's Mark Rye with HLB, and today we're talking about tips to avoid some common phishing attacks. Our friends at KnowBe4 specialize in training on phishing and being aware of the different types of attacks that might come in through your inbox, and they recently put out some data in terms of what's active, what are they seeing right now in terms of these phishing threats. And when we take a look at the infographic that they provided, you can see here a lot of threats are coming in with a link to social media or a connection to your social media accounts. And when we break this down, LinkedIn and Facebook are really the top by percentage, the top type of messages that you're getting in around phishing. And this is all very current data for 2021, Q2 2021. And you can see a couple comments here. So it's common for you to have an email address associated with either your LinkedIn or your Facebook account. But I know it's also common if you have multiple email addresses that you might get these sort of phishing emails coming through to one of your other email accounts. So for example, if your LinkedIn account has email A associated with it, you may get an email from email B that says something about a LinkedIn message, like one that you'd see on the screen here. That's a first place to start is make sure that you're clear and understand what emails are tagged to what accounts, so that when you see a message come in from LinkedIn, automatically, if it's not for the account that you have associated with your LinkedIn account, you can ignore that email. The next level down to really consider would be, instead of clicking on the email and following that through back to LinkedIn, or if it's truly a phishing scam, to a place that you don't want to be going to, the best thing to always do is go back in through the account. So instead of using the email, if you see an email about a notice in LinkedIn, Facebook, or any other of your social media accounts, go back in through your main account. So log into LinkedIn, log into Facebook, and if there actually is indeed a notification, it will be visible there, and you'll be able to act on it through the application as opposed to through the email. That's just a good way to stay safe, so that we're not clicking on things in the email that we don't want to be doing, because these are certainly the largest, you can see, the largest attack vectors that are being used in phishing are these accounts. As we take a look at some of the top 10 general email subjects, this is an interesting one to note as well. So password check required immediately is the most common type of phishing attack. And for obvious reasons, if you can get an individual to enter their password into a dummy account or into an attack email, then you have what you need to go forward and do all sorts of things within that account. So it's no surprise that that's on top. But what it means is we need to be extra careful whenever we are being asked to confirm credentials. Make sure that you actually confirm that with your IT provider, your internal IT contact, to validate that that request is actually legitimate, and that you should go ahead and enter your passwords or your credentials in response to that request. So those are a couple of things that are of note in Q2 2021 to be on the lookout for. Monitor those emails coming in around social media specifically. Don't click through on them, go to the accounts, and by all means, be careful in anything that is asking you to change your password. Make sure you're doing the checks before you go ahead and do so. Hope that's helpful. If there's any other information you need around IT security, privacy, or business productivity, feel free to contact HLB, and we'd be happy to help. Thanks.